we want to start reviewing a lot of the old stuff because that STAR test is just around the corner. Now, I know everyone has to come to school to take it. You have to physically be here at school because they will not let you take it at home. And I know that those of you that are remote can say, well, they said that we don't have to come to school to take it. You're right. You don't have to come to school to take it. And I'm going to have a big announcement that I'm going to send out about this. However, because I know not all of you are going to watch this video. However, if you don't come to school and take it, you still have to take it in your future in order to graduate. That means either this summer you take it, or next year you take it, or the year after. But sometime before you graduate as a senior, you have to pass the Algebra 1 STAR test. You have to pass the Algebra 1 English test. You have to pass the Algebra 1 biology test. The easiest time to take them is this year while you're taking these courses. Would you want to take this test 2 years from now when you've been taking geometry and other classes and not studying this? I'm thinking not. This is the time to take it, is this year. So I'm going to find out what options we have on doing this, but we want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. Just because they say you don't have to come and take it this year doesn't mean you don't have to take it in your future. It is not being waived. You still have to take it to graduate at some point. So anyway, we'll talk about that more later. Right now, let's go to number 21. This is solve for x. Now, if this had been an equal sign, we could have put it in the graphing calculator and just let it do all the solving for us. But since it's an inequality, we can't do that. And if you look at the answers, neither one of these have a line under them, so I can't rule any of the answers off. And it could be a no solution or infinite, so we just need to solve this by hand. Inequalities, for the most part, have to be solved by hand, so I rewrote it on the back so we have plenty of room. First thing you do is simplify one side, and these are not like terms, so there's nothing to do, no parentheses. Over here, I have parentheses. Let's get rid of parentheses first. Can't do what's inside, so how do we get rid of parentheses? Distribute. So negative 3 times x is a negative 3x, and negative 3 times 2 is a negative 6. The inequality symbol is still there, the right-hand side is still there, and everything in front of it is still here. So this is still negative 2x minus 1, and then minus 3x minus 6. Now we combine like terms. Still nothing over here to combine, but I see x's and x's. So negative 2 and negative 3 is a negative 5x. Negative 1 and negative 6 is negative 7. And this is still greater than negative 5x minus 2. So now that there's nothing left to simplify, I'm ready to start moving things around. So first thing you do is look to see, are x's on one side only, or are they on both sides? They are on both sides, so I need to get them on one side. So you can pick whichever one to move. I'm going to move this one to the other side. So since this was a minus 5x, I'm going to do the opposite operation and add 5x. If I do it to one side, I do it to the other side, and I'm going to line it up with the like term, so the x's go with x's. Notice they cancel out here, and I'm left with negative 2. And I can add things all day long and not flip the symbol. Oh, look, they canceled out on this side too. So now I'm left with this. So if the x's cancel out on you, that means it's either going to be a no solution or an infinite solution. Look to see, is this true or false? Is a negative 7 bigger than negative 2? Think about a number line. Here's 0. Here's negative 2. Here's negative 7 over here. Things get smaller to the left. So this negative 7 is smaller than negative 2. This says it's being eaten. We eat the bigger ones. So is this bigger than negative 2? No, it is not. This is false. So since it's false, is it no solution or infinite? It is no solution. Had it been true, it would be infinite solution. But since it's false, it's no solution. Number 22, find the domain. The domain are the x numbers. So you're going to pick out the x numbers in each of these ordered pairs and just list them with the comma between them. So all we're going to do is find the one that matches that. Now you're going to put them in order from smallest to biggest. So they're going to start with the negative 3, and then they're going to put the 1, and then they're going to put a 6, and they're only going to list the 6 one time. So A is the correct answer. All right, next one. Find the slope of a line. So this equation is not in y equals format, so we're going to have to solve for y. So that means we're going to get rid of the x term first. There's a whole poster under Unit 3 that shows you how to do this step by step. So we do the opposite. Instead of subtracting 3, we add 3x. If you do it to one side, do it to the other side. The x's are gone. You bring down and rewrite it over here. The negative 2y comes down. The equal sign comes down. And we write this as 3x minus 3. They're not like terms, so we can't put them together. We're going to leave them side by side. We usually put the x term first and the number second. Now, how do we undo this thing here? This is multiplication because there's nothing between the 2 and the y. So how do we undo multiplication? We're not adding to undo. We divide to undo. So whatever you multiply by, you divide by the exact same number. So divide both pieces over here by negative 2. Y equals. You can put these in the calculator. This is the y-intercept. It becomes a positive 3/2 if you put it in the calculator. It tells you that. If you put this in the calculator, it says it's still negative 3/2. So down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2. The slope is the number in front of the x, so it is d. All right? What is the x-intercept or y-intercept? Is this equation in y equals format? No, so I can't just look at it and pick out the y-intercept. Otherwise, I would pick the number on the end there, right? That's the y-intercept. So I need to solve for y again. So again, here's the y. What's over here with it? The stuff. How do we undo adding 3x? We subtract 3x. If you do it to one side, you do it to the other side. The 3x's cancel out over here. We rewrite it. Negative 5y is equal to negative 3x plus minus 15. So how do we undo this multiplication? We divide by a negative 5. If you do it to one side, we do it to both pieces over here. And then these things you can put in the calculator, those fractions. Y equals, if you put negative 3 over negative 5 in the calculator, it tells you it's a positive 3/5 x. And this tells you negative 15 divided by negative 5 is a positive 3. So the only thing in here that we can see that's an x-intercept or y-intercept is this thing, and it's a y-intercept. So look at your y-intercepts. Is there a 3? Yes, it's that one right there, so it must be this one. Don't even need to solve for x-intercepts. This one, it says factor. We know how to do this. It's a trinomial. We factor it into two binomials. So I have an h and an h. I make a list of factors of 9 because these two multiplied together should equal 9. 1 times 9, 3 times 3. Which one do I pick? If you add them or subtract them, I need to get a 6. If I add these two together, I get the 6. So I'm going to pick these two. And I want it to be a positive 6, so I'm thinking they both need to be a plus 3 and plus 3. If I add them, they should equal 6. If I multiply them, they should equal positive 9. So that does work. Plus 3 plus 3. Now, if you look down here, you don't see an answer that says h plus 3 plus times h plus 3. That's because they've rewritten them like this. This whole thing is being squared, so this is the same thing as h plus 3 times h plus 3, which is our answer. This one is the same thing as h minus 3 times h minus 3. So sometimes you may have to just rewrite these as two binomials being multiplied together so you can see that they do match. So B was the correct answer. 26, write the equation of the line that matches this table. So can I just put each of these equations in the calculator since they're in y equals format? Yes, you go to your Inspire calculator, you go to home, you go to the graph icon. In there, the screen will already say f of x equals. That is your y equals. All you got to do is type in the right-hand side. Once you have the equation in, you go to Control T. Hit the Control button, release it, hit the T for table, and release it. And the table will pop up. And you can just scroll up and down and make sure for these x's, these negative numbers, that these are the y numbers, and pick out the one that matches that. Okay, I will let you guys go do that. The other way you can do it is plug and chug. If you want to, you could literally plug in one of these numbers, like x is negative 2. So if I plug in negative 2 here, 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus negative 10 is negative 18. That is not my y number. If I use the negative 2 again, negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. 8 plus 10 is 18, not my y number. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. 8 plus a negative 10 is a negative 2. That is my y number. So I'm thinking it's that one, but let's check this one. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 10 is a positive 2, not my number. So it was C. So you could also do plug and chug. But if we have a graphing calculator, that's a pretty easy one to do. Just type each equation in and check the table, Control T. All right, last one on this, or last two. Find the range. Range is the y numbers. So on the y-axis, does it ever go above this point right here? No, I never use any of these y numbers up here. The graph is from here down. So this is the y number that's at the very top is negative 1. Now it's got arrows on the bottom. There were not arrows on the picture, but that does keep going forever. So I want all the y numbers that are less than negative 1. So which one, and is it equal to it? Yes, it's solid up there at the top. So it's or equal to. So it's not going to be this one. It's not that one. It has to have a line underneath it. And this says y's are all less than or equal to negative 1. So that matches the picture. Number 28, all the things that we learned last semester that are coming back now. Find f of 4. This means literally when x is 4. See how this f of x, there's an x inside the parentheses. What did they substitute in for x? So anytime they give you x, usually they're looking for the y that goes with it. If they give you y, they want to know the x that goes with it. But they gave you the x, so we're looking for the y. That's what f of 4 means. So two ways to do it. You could type this whole equation in the calculator, y equals, so when you go to Control, and when you do the Inspire calculator home and go to the graph icon, it comes up with f of x equals. All you have to do is type in the right-hand side with x cubed minus 2x squared. You can put x's in it, right? And then go graph it, and then hit table, Control T, and go scroll down until x is 4 and see what the y number is. The other way is plug and chug. Just do the right-hand side in the add subtract screen. and you're just going to put parentheses where the x's are, and then drop that 4, because 4 is what we're using for x inside there. Just type this whole thing in the add subtract screen, hit enter, and let it find it for you. Go do that, see what the answer is. Hopefully you've already done it, and yes, it was negative 159. There we go. There's our review. See you guys tomorrow.